Right, listen, it's the middle of October, and that means that now is the best time to be thinking about your business goals for next year if you haven't already done so. And even if you have spent a bit of time and energy planning 2024's goals and what that looks like in terms of success, this video will help you. But essentially what we need to do, all right, is we need to look at your revenue right now over the last 12 months. So I'm going to put 2023, simply scale back 2 months into 2022 to get that 12-month revenue. Then I want you to look at your time. This is the amount of time that you have and that you are spending rather as the business owner working on the business, working in the business. How much time are you working? Then what we're going to do is we're going to look at what your revenue goals are for 2024 and how much time you ideally would like to be spending in the business this time next year. So if you and I were to meet in a year's time, what do you want your revenue to be? What would you like to have earned in that 365 days through the business? And how much time would you like to be spending on work? Is it more? You want to get your hands dirty, you want to get involved in more projects? Or is it less? You want to streamline, you want to delegate, you want to scale and release yourself from the business a little bit. Work out what those two things are for now, which we'll call position A, and this time next year, position B. Look, listen, it just so happens we're going into a new year. You could literally do this any time of year. You could do this around your financial year, around your birthday, around just whatever date you want. You could do this at any time to help set goals and help move you in the right direction. Even if you revisit it every other month and it changes slightly, at least it gives you a purpose, at least it gives you a direction. So once you've got these numbers, what we have here is what we call the gap. And within the gap, we might see something like this. Let's say that the answer to this one here is £100,000 and you'd like it to be 150. Well, the gap is 50k. An increase of 50k. Maybe you're spending 45 hours a week working in the business, at work, at your desk or whatever, and you'd actually like to make that a little bit more like 35 hours a week in your ideal kind of plan of how you want to work in your business, and that would be a difference of 10 hours less. So you're looking at earning through the business in revenue 50 grand more and working 10 hours less. Now that's great as a start point, isn't it? Because that gives you a little bit of a commitment on paper of what it is you'd like to do, but that means absolutely nothing. It's just words, it's just writing on paper, unless you start to then break these things down. And to break these down, we need to start looking at where, and we're not going to go into all the detail here, but if you'd like to do this with me, then, well, first of all, you can pay me for my time, but second of all, reach out and we'll see what we can do together. But we need to know where the money comes from. And to do that, we need to look at where the customers come from, what type of products and services they're buying, take a good look at the historical data that you have around what services and products you've sold and when, and we need to understand who it is that is buying those services and understand a little bit more about where and who that money where it comes from and who it is that's spending that money, because then we can assess whether it's going to be more of the same or is it going to come from a different place, from different people, to figure out what our gap is in terms of where the money's coming from and who is spending the money, who are your customers, right? Because if it's more of the same, that's when we then look at the how, which is all about your marketing and sales strategy. And to do that, I'm giving you lots of fast advice here today. There are two things that we can do. One is what could be redeployed, sorry. So what could you do again that worked really well last time? Another thing to do is to look at what's working really, really well now and do more of it. Sounds pretty straightforward, but too many people try to come up with new ideas when actually all that you need to do sometimes is put more time and energy and more discipline into the things that you've already done to make them even better. Work harder, work smarter, delegate, keep focus, stop getting attracted to all the shiny objects, stay in your lane sometimes, but relentlessly approach your goals. Because if you don't, what's going to happen is you're just going to go into the new year, you'll probably go through the year doing all right. But in terms of the league table, and I'm talking about two things here, I'm talking about you and your competitors, but I'm also talking about you and your own potential. You will feel like you've shortchanged yourself because deep down you know you could have done better. And if you're feeling like that, we could spend this time on this video saying, don't worry, business owners have a lot to do. Yes, they do. But if you know that your truth is that you could do better and you could perform more, and that you are wasting time in certain areas, doing silly things, chasing your tail, getting distracted, then don't waste a year to be in the same position. Get focused, get disciplined, get your eyes on the prize, and I promise you, you will feel so much better this time next year, and you'll have so many great stories of success to share with people and inspire others. You'll be able to put more back into the business or take it out and enjoy it for yourself. But that and those are the sort of choices that you'll have, rather than, should I watch this video of this guy telling me how I can have a great year next year? So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please do let me know your thoughts on it, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye bye.